You're watching The Blitz on Pro News 7. Hard-hitting highlights from across the Panhandle with Lee Baker. Brought to you by West Texas Roofing and Wiener Schnitzel. Here comes The Blitz.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first Friday night of high school football in the Pro News 7 viewing area, the 2012 version of The Blitz. Hello to all of you watching on our sister station, the CW. A handful of games kicked off the action last night, and tonight a full slate of games. In fact, 42 on the menu with another half dozen or so set for tomorrow. So let's get started with one of two big stories all night. We're going to go first to New Mexico. Eric Roanhouse and the Clovis Wildcats. Well, I hope Eric's going to show up, because if not, we're in a whole lot of trouble. There's the old coach. He's looking a little nervous, going for a record win in New Mexico, become the all-time winningest coach. And first quarter, Clovis defense dominated the line of scrimmage. Here they stuff the run. A little bit later, watch this Wildcat just gets Marshall Wynn just creams the Capital quarterback. They did recover the ball. Clovis with the ball now. Kamal Cass on the pitch, reverses his field. He's going to go all the way to the other side, and he's going to take it all the way into the end zone for 6. This made it 14-0 Clovis at this point. Later, Capital punting as Clovis continues its Capital punishment. Kamal Cass gets the punt return. He hesitates, kind of like he's kind of cruising, and he is. Into the end zone, made it 21-0. Let's go to the scoreboard. It turns out they called the game mercifully at 55-0. So congratulations, Eric Roanhouse. He is the all-time winningest coach. Let's go to the other big story of the night. Let's go to Amarillo High. They're down in Odessa to take on the Broncos. First 4A game for the Sandies. First quarter, first drive, they fake out our photographer. The Bronco defense, Cole Sanchez, breaks through the line, the secondary, into the end zone. Just like that, it's 7-0 Sandies. On the ensuing kickoff, it's going to be E.J. Alvarez for Odessa, but the ball pops out, and hey, it's a Sandy recovery deep in Odessa territory. Then it's just too easy. A few plays later, Gabe Rodriguez with a keeper. He gets out to the left sideline into the end zone. Touchdown, Emerald High, 14-0 Sandstorm. Sandys get it back off yet another Odessa turnover, and this time Rodriguez, showing his arm, throws it up for Sluter, who then tiptoes to stay in bounds. 21-0. Sandys are rolling. Ryan Sluter, touchdown. Later, OHS finally looking like they've got something. Ryan Martinez to Tomas Gonzalez. He breaks free down the sideline, but a flag is going to bring it back after the long run, and it's all Emerald High tonight. Let's look at that score. We have the Sandys winning. It is a final now. I can update it for you. It's 56-15. Emerald High is your winner. And again, congratulations to Clovis coach Eric Roanhouse, the old coach. He's a myth. He's a legend. He's the winningest football coach in New Mexico history. Now, tomorrow, we can tell you that we'll have Cale. We're going to have, actually, hopefully, if we get it in, we're going to have reaction from the old coach coming up on the CW. I've just been given the thumbs up by Cale Steed that later tonight we will have that, and you'll also see it on our website. That is it for the opening quarter of the show. We'll have more coming up right after this timeout. Welcome back to the second quarter of tonight's Blitz. The coaches in District 3 4A all in agreement that the playoff teams that come out of the district are certainly going to have been through a dogfight to reach the postseason. Two of those teams in action in the metro area tonight. Caprock's coming off back-to-back postseason appearances. That's a first in school history. They welcome Snyder to town. The 3A Tigers are coming off an 11-2 season, but they have a new head coach and a new offense, going from the wishbone to the spread. We go out to Dick Bivens Stadium. Here's the Rock Band firing it up, getting everybody ready. And early on, we pick it up 7-0 Caprock and added Michael Guerrero to who else? Addison Bustos, 14-0. These two had a big night. Second quarter, same combination. This time Guerrero over the middle. Bustos. It's the Longhorns machine and marching. A few plays later, Guerrero to guess who? Bustos. Wow, on the pylon to score. That made it 21-0. Let's go to the scoreboard. It was, last we heard, it was still 21-0. They were in the third quarter tonight. Also, Dumas having a big celebration of their state championship team from 62. They're beating Perryton. That's also in the third quarter. All right, let's head to Kimbrough Memorial Stadium, a good 4A matchup, where it would be I hope it's going to be Plainview and Randall. And they're stuck in motion. They're stuck in frame. Are they going to play? That's going to be the question. Randall was hosting Plainview. We got early season jitters going on here, and I'm not sure what's going to happen because it won't kick in. So I have to wait to see what's going to happen, if it is going to kick in, or if we're going to come back to me and I'm going to talk about this. Because right now, that's stuck on infinity. They're going to come back to me. Hello. It was Randall and Plainview tonight. And I can tell you that the Raiders had Colin Bowen back and healthy. And so at the last report on the scoreboard, we had Randall leading 26-21. That was in the third quarter. So I guess we're not going to get those highlights, but let's see what we can find if we try this one. Let's see. All right, that's going to take care of that. All right, let's come back to me, and I'll just tell you that that takes care of what we thought was going to be half of our highlights. A reminder that you can follow all of our scores on our website at connectamarillo.com. Click on the Blitz link, and later tonight we're going to show you a replay of this show. Of course, you won't see any Plainview Randall highlights. Coming up, it's a battle of the Bees. That would be Borger and Bushland. Also, Horns and Hornets after this timeout. All right, I think we've gotten rid of some gremlins, I hope. Welcome back to quarter number 3 of the Blitz. Time for more action. Teams still opening up this course of 2012 football season. A lot of interesting matchups between different classes. The first of those games, west on I-40, as a 2A Bushland welcomed 3A Borger to Falcon Stadium. And they're jumping my highlights early, but I'll jump right to them. First play from scrimmage, it's Taylor Cornelius who dumps it to Tyler Adams on the jailbreak screen. And he's gone. This is 79 yards. And just like that, Bushland with the conversion has a 7-0 lead. How about some defense? Borger trying to run the ball, but watch the Falcons. They swarm. They stuff the run. Yeah, a lot of black shirts in there. The very next play, the Bulldogs get it going, though. Austin Henry gets outside, and he's moving the chains. But the very next play, it is going to be it's a fumble. And the Falcons have it. Let's see what happened out there tonight. So far on the scoreboard, what we have Bushland pitching a shutout. Also tonight, Dalhart blanking Fritch. 2 more scores to show you. Iowa Park winning in Pampa. And Canadian, of course, with the Bill Cross honor tonight. They are beating River Road at last word, 32-7 in the third. Let's go back over to the east side of town for Horns and Hornets. That would be Craig Shores and Highland Park hosting Vega. First quarter, Vega on the move. Payson Bain, quarterback, up the gut. Big gain for a first down, but that drive would stall. Scoreless, Highland Park with the ball. Here's Justin McDonald. He's going to connect with Lance Mullins, and he carries a host of tacklers with him across the 30, but that drive stalled. Later, some Longhorn defense tightens. McDonald is dragged down by Dane Broman. That kills another drive. Not much offense. Finally, some scoring. It's Bain with a keeper. Bounces outside down the sideline. 55 yards. Look at that. Vega up at this point 6-0. Let's see where we are. It is now 7-6 Vega. Childress and Wellington tonight, old rivals down on the highway. Wellington is winning. And we can also tell you that Farwell tonight is beating Dimmitt by the score of 19-12. All right, that's 3 quarters down, a couple to play on this Friday night of the Blitz. Still a lot more action scores coming up, including a capper of a busy 2 nights out at Dick Bivens Stadium here in Amarillo. That's all coming up after we take yet another timeout. Cale Steed just squeezing out of the picture there. He's commiserating with me about what's been going on tonight. I think he went in and shot a couple of gremlins. No, I'm just kidding. No, talk about shooting. Forget about that. All right, welcome back. It's our final portion of highlights and scores here on the inaugural Blitz for 2012. Of course, the AISD is hosting 4 games to kick off this football season. Of course, it showcased 2 games last night, 2 more tonight. Earlier today in the hot sun, 2 schools from different parts of the Panhandle. That would be Stratford and Freona. They met in the middle. And let's go out to Dick Bivens Stadium. Boy, I'll tell you what, the video sure is, the computer is freezing up tonight. It must be chilly in the room in there. There's Eddie Metcalf and old Mike Prokop, a couple of old veteran coaches prowling the sidelines. Prokop in Farwell now. First quarter, 4-3 for the Elks. Tanner Wright to Logan Utley. First down and more. That leads to Stratford on the goal line right, up the gut, in the end zone. 6-0 Stratford has the lead. Next possession for Freona. Francisco Martinez takes the sweep. Big gain, first down for the Chieftains. Unceremoniously dragged down. Next possession, next play, Gonzalo Ismendi untouched on the blitz. Lights up Mason Laughlin. It's a fumble. Leo Ibarro recovers. Then Elks take advantage. Right, double play action, rolls to the weak side. All right, football talk. That's a touchdown. Let's go to the scoreboard. It was all Stratford today. They win 56-14. Nobody home in Clarendon tonight. We'll get that score for you later. Next page, we got Sunray beating Boys Ranch in the third quarter, and Groover with a big lead over WT High. One final stop. This time it's a battle between public and private schools. San Jacinto hosting Claude. Second quarter, Claude rolling Seth Carson connects to his wideout, Forrest Yelverton. Forrest is in the end zone, 14-0. Claude, run, Forrest, run. All right, thanks. Patriots turn. Aaron Valance rolls to the right and throws to Garrett Gill. Not much happened while we were there, folks, so we got to stop and just go through a whole bunch of scores now to wrap this up. Claude beating San Jacinto. Seymour blanking Memphis. On the next page, we have White Deer and Shamrock. We have Quanah beating Wheeler. The next page, we're going to have Holy Cross losing at McLean. Headley, that's Headley. They're getting hammered by Groom. Well, one more set of scores from six-man. Happy tonight winning, and Anton has beaten Hart. That's easy for me to say, 51-6. Let's go outside the state borders. Clayton leading Dulce. School for the Deaf beat Clovis Christian. Robertson and Portales, the Rams have the lead there. San Jose wins in over Vaughn. On the next page, we have Tucumcari with a 20-point lead at home against Raton. And up in Oklahoma, Guyman in a new district, new league this year, new class, and it ain't pretty. They're losing to Kingfisher. Beaver losing to Stanton, Kansas. A couple of other scores, Springfield, Colorado is beating Boise City. And Balco getting some revenge for everybody else. They are beating Moscow, Kansas by the score of 30-6. All right, that's going to do it for tonight's football. Again, go to connectamarillo.com. We are right now putting scores in. Click on that Blitz link, and you can see all the scores. They'll be updated throughout the night. They'll have all the finals for you. Plus, eventually, you'll be able to see a replay of tonight's show. All right, coming up, it's overtime. It's our fifth quarter, and it's going to be a look at the rest of the day's sports. All right, welcome back. It's our final portion of Blitz, and I'm a little over tonight, so we're going to do this quickly. Today was cut-down day for all NFL teams down to 53. Former WT receiver Britton Golden was cut by the Bears. Meanwhile, Cowboys coach Jason Garrett, he's been known what it's like to be on cut day and feels for the players who turn in their playbooks.
Difficult day. It's one of the worst days that we have as players and coaches in this league. You said it. The guys have worked really hard. And one of the things that we try to do as an organization is talk to each player. I talk to each player. The coordinator talks to each player. Position coach talks to each player. And we try to have a good conversation with them, try to the best of our ability to explain why the decision was made and give them any constructive coaching that we can give them going forward. Maybe more than anything else, we want to thank them for their effort.
All right, let's go to some baseball. The Rangers tonight in Cleveland, and early on, they got all the runs they needed. This is base it up the middle by the red-hot Adrian Beltre. That made it 1-0. And then later in the third, they got a couple of more runs. Let's go to the scoreboard and show you that Texas wins 5-3. The Astros are losing, and Amarillo tonight scored 3 runs, the Sox, in their home finale, and they win over Kansas City by the score of 4-3. I got a time check. Hey, Blake, how much time I got left? I got to wrap it up. Okay, a couple of quick notes to tell you real quick. A reminder that we will have football here tomorrow, doubleheader from FBC. Ryan Palmer shot even par day one of the Deutsche Bank Classic. WT volleyball team split its matches today. And also that I'm out of time. For those of you on the CW, we'll see you later. Have a good night.
Thanks for tuning into the Blitz on Pro News 7, brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel and West Texas Roofing. Catch us again on the CW at 11.